No one expected this video to surface, but once it did, everything changed. A leaked clip shows Taylor Frankie Paul in a chaotic outburst, throwing chairs across a room while her ex, Dakota Mortensen, records it all. But what really stopped people cold was the sound of a child crying in the background. And then came the moment that made this impossible to ignore. Because according to what's heard in that footage, the situation may have crossed a line no one was ready for. The footage doesn't ease in. It drops you straight into chaos. Dakota Mortensen is already recording, his voice steady but tense as he says, "This is physical abuse," while the situation unfolds in real time. Across from him, Taylor Frankie Paul is visibly upset, moving quickly, her energy escalating by the second. Then it turns physical. Objects start flying, chairs are picked up and thrown across the room, crashing into walls as the argument spirals out of control. The camera keeps rolling the entire time, capturing every second without cutting away. And in the middle of it all, a child is there, crying, clearly caught in something far beyond their control. But the moment that changed everything came suddenly. Dakota's voice cuts through the noise as he claims their daughter was struck during the chaos. It's not shown clearly, but the accusation alone sent shockwaves through everyone watching. And just like that, this wasn't just another argument on camera. It became something much more serious. But what makes this even harder to process is that this may not have been the first time things went this far. The footage alone was enough to shake people, but official records made it harder to dismiss. According to legal documents from 2023, the incident wasn't just emotional. It was described in much more serious terms. Reports claim that Taylor Frankie Paul allegedly threw heavy metal chairs during the altercation, with one of those objects reportedly making contact with a child in the room. That detail lines up closely with what viewers believe they're seeing in the leaked clip. But here's the key difference. This version exists on record. Following the incident, Taylor was arrested in connection with the situation. The case moves forward, but instead of a full conviction, she entered what's known as a plea in abeyance. In simple terms, that means if she follows certain conditions over time, the more serious charge could eventually be dismissed. On paper, that might sound like a resolution, but it's not that clean. Because while some charges were dropped, the incident itself was never fully erased. It stayed documented, sitting in the background, until the video brought everything back into the spotlight. And now, people aren't just reacting to what they saw, they're questioning what was already known and why it's resurfacing now. As the footage spread, the story quickly split into two very different versions. On one side, Taylor Frankie Paul's team pushed back hard. They claimed the video was taken out of context and framed in a way that tells only part of the story. According to them, this wasn't just a random leak, it was a calculated move, a way to damage her reputation at the worst possible time. Some statements even suggest this fits a larger pattern, hinting that what viewers are seeing might not reflect everything that actually happened. But the other side isn't backing down. Representatives for Dakota Mortensen have made it clear that from their perspective, the situation goes beyond personal conflict and into something more serious. And while they haven't pushed the footage themselves, they've acknowledged it could surface, reinforcing the idea that this has been an ongoing issue behind the scenes. So now, the narrative isn't just about what happened in that room, it's about who's telling the truth and who's controlling the story. And the more each side speaks out, the harder it becomes to separate reality from strategy. The backlash didn't stay online. It hit her career immediately. Production on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives will suddenly put on pause, with insiders hinting that serious issues tied to Taylor Frankie Paul's past played a major role. No clear timeline, no guarantees, just a hard stop at the worst possible moment. And it gets worse. Within her own circle, the shift has been brutal. Members of the Mom Talk group, the same community that helped build her brand, are reportedly distancing themselves as the situation unfolds. No public support, no defense, just silence or separation. In this space, that kind of reaction speaks louder than anything else. Because in influencer culture, reputation is everything. Brands hesitate, collaborations stall, and once people start stepping back, it creates a ripple effect that's hard to control. What was once momentum quickly turns into damage control. And just when it looked like things couldn't get more unstable, the situation moved beyond career fallout and into something still unresolved. Just when people thought they had a clear picture, things got even more uncertain. Local authorities have confirmed there's an active investigation involving Taylor Frankie Paul and Dakota Mortensen. But here's where it gets complicated. Reports say allegations have been made in both directions, so this isn't a one-sided case. Officials have acknowledged contact with both parties, but beyond that, details remain tightly controlled. No final statements, no official conclusions, just an open case sitting in the background while the public tries to piece things together. And that silence is exactly what's fueling more speculation. Because without a clear outcome, people are left connecting dots from clips, statements, and past reports, trying to figure out what actually happened behind closed doors. Some believe the footage tells the full story. Others think there's more being left out. Right now, nothing is fully confirmed and nothing is fully resolved, which means this situation isn't over. It's still unfolding in real time. And what happens next could change everything. What's happening off camera might be just as intense as what people saw in that clip. Despite everything, Taylor Frankie Paul and Dakota Mortensen are still connected through their child, and that connection hasn't exactly been smooth. Reports claim the two continue to co-parent, but behind the scenes, it's far from stable. And this is where things start to feel even more complicated. According to sources, Taylor has been reaching out to Dakota frequently, sometimes late into the night, calls happening between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. It's not confirmed what's being said, but the pattern itself has raised concern among people close to her. Those close to the situation say they're worried, not just about the ongoing conflict, but about Taylor's overall well-being. There's a growing sense that this isn't just about one incident or one argument. It's something deeper, something that hasn't been fully addressed yet. And when personal struggles start spilling into public moments like this, it becomes harder to separate what's private from what's becoming impossible to hide. At first glance, this looked like just another reality TV scandal, but it's clearly more than that. What started as a viral clip has turned into a complex situation involving Taylor Frankie Paul, Dakota Mortensen, legal tension, and a child caught in the middle. And the deeper you look, the harder it becomes to draw a clean line between what's public and what's actually happening behind closed doors. Because this isn't just about one moment, it's about how quickly things can spiral when personal conflicts collide with a public platform. How a single video can reshape someone's image overnight, and how, in situations like this, the truth often gets buried somewhere between accusations, responses, and what people choose to believe. But here's the part that lingers. We're still only seeing pieces of the story. The investigation isn't finished, the full context hasn't been confirmed, and both sides continue to stand their ground. Which means what people are reacting to right now might not even be the complete picture. And that leaves one uncomfortable question hanging. How much of this story is still missing?